Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sub-Auteurs. My name's Mai.
I'm Misha. Awkward
oh,
silence.
Man. Oh, man. Well, unfortunately, Anjo won't be joining us for this episode. He's off being a good parent.
He is. He will be missed.
Yes. I'm sure we're going to miss him and keep wishing that he saw this movie with us and talk about it with us. But oh well, again, being a good parent, which we are absolutely not. We are not parents.
We can't relate.
For the first part.
No. Yep.
For the most part, we're not parents. But yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Let him go be a responsible adult.
So what are we then?
Neither. Neither of those things.
And I feel like this movie we're gonna talk about is gonna bring out some childishness from us a little bit. I think. I think it's an acquired taste depending on like people's humor. But again, so while Anjo is probably watching, I don't know, Encanto or Cars with his son for the nth time, we'll be talking about trains. And definitely not the kind you let your kids watch. So yeah, we are talking about Bullet Train starring Brad Pitt, Joey King, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Brian.
I heard how you said Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Brian Tyree Henry and more. So shall we get to it?
But you don't care about Brian Tyree Henry.
I do. Yes, I do. He was my second favorite character.
In Atlanta.
Yes. But yeah. Okay, we're talking about Bullet Train and shall we get this engine going? I miss Anjo.
All aboard. Okay, yeah. These puns aren't funny without Anjo.
We're not dads. We can't pull off the dad jokes. Whatever. Okay, just roll the credits.
Right.
So, Misha, why don't you tell our lovely audience what Bullet Train's all about?
Holy crap. What is this movie? This movie is like if Tarantino and Guy Ritchie took cocaine and decided to make John Wick.
That is true.
But I mean that in the best way possible. No, Bullet Train is based on the book Maria Beetle, which is translated into English as Bullet Train. And that book is a Japanese novel that was highly acclaimed for putting in a big cast of characters with a lot of intertwining twists. And it talks about fate, it talks about destiny, it talks about coincidence and the choices that people make. And then the movie does all of that too, but then it turns it into a Looney Tunes action movie.
It's so freaking cartoony but violent.
Right.
Again, in such an awesome way. So it's all about an assassin. Well, it centers around the point of view of an assassin named Ladybug, who is played by Brad Pitt. And he is on a mission to retrieve a certain briefcase. But then, of course, it's not that simple.
Nope.
It's not. So, of course, there are going to be like other assassins trying to block his way who have their own ulterior motives, who have their own motivations that may or may not involve a wife dying. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, it's just like shit ton of craziness all happening within a bullet train from one side of Japan on the way to the other. Just a lot of crazy shit. And we're not downplaying it. It's like really crazy shit.
Not at all. And I really enjoyed this. Coming out of this movie, I just had a big smile on my face because I couldn't believe how ridiculous and how well made it is, because it really holds together somehow. Because when you explain it to somebody, it sounds ridiculous.
It does.
Like some of the things that happen in this movie would really come out of a Looney Tunes cartoon. But when you see it in context, somehow it makes sense. It works. In fact, the only complaint that I would have, honestly, and this is going to sound ridiculous, my only complaint is that I wish the train was going faster, because I've...
Wow.
I'm not... No. Listen.
Like,
okay. So,
coming from our standards of trains with the MRT and LRT, we're talking Japan here, and you still want it to go faster?
No, screw that. The MRT here moves like stop motion. No.
Oh my God, that's so sad, but it's true.
So no. Dang and I rode the bullet train a few years ago in Japan, and you cannot admire the scenery because it looks like just a bunch of streaks going by. Here you can still make stuff out. So that was my only complaint about the movie. I wish the train was going faster.
Realistically speaking, I guess
it's okay because everything in the train is moving so fast it makes up for it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the hell out of it. I did not expect to have as good a time as I did with this movie.
Yeah. Misha and I actually saw it together in the cinemas at the premiere. Thank you once again for tagging me along for this ride.
And also thank you, Columbia, Philippines, for inviting us.
Yes, thank you. It was so much fun. And it was nice to see some old radio friends there too, since it was hosted by my old radio station. But Misha and I went into this just wanting to shut our brains off. Because I don't know, it was the middle of the week, and actually no, it was only a Tuesday, but we were already exhausted at that point. That's a lie. It was only Tuesday, but either way, we were just like, I just wish this was fun. And I think I've seen the trailer at that point only once, and I didn't really understand much. I just know that okay, Brad Pitt's gonna get on a train, punch a mascot or something. That's it. I didn't really think much of the story, but I had low expectations. Even still, I don't know why I had low expectations. I mean, it's a Brad Pitt movie and it's a Hollywood blockbuster, but still, that's all we wanted. Literally, all we wanted was just to enjoy it and shut our brains off. And coming out of the cinema, I feel like it really exceeded those expectations, not just in terms of being a really fun, gory action movie, but just how it was written and executed. It was freaking crazy. So let's talk about David Leitch and his approach on this. Like, what did you think? Like we said earlier, it's kind of like Tarantino directed a John Wick movie, minus the foot fetish. But for me personally, this is exactly what I expected from somebody who directed Deadpool 2, Atomic Blonde, apparently was a producer on Nobody 2.
Which we love. We love Nobody.
My God, crazy. I also enjoyed Atomic Blonde. Didn't love it, but it was fun still. But
I liked it a lot, actually, Atomic Blonde. No, but something that he's also the co-director of the first John Wick movie, but it was his directing partner who got sole credit. These two guys started out as stuntmen on stuff like the Matrix movies. I mean, David Leitch himself used to be like Brad Pitt's stunt double. So basically, it looks like they called in every favor from everybody they knew to get into this business, to get into the directing business, from being stunt coordinators, and it just took off from there. You're right. He did Atomic Blonde. He did Deadpool 2. He also did Hobbs and Shaw, which is a wonderful bit of nonsense.
Yep.
But I think something about what you said earlier, how we just wanted to shut our brains off and why we were surprised by how much we enjoyed this, is because it is nonsense, but it's smart nonsense. It's not like, say, and I'm sorry to say, it's not something like Red Notice, which just takes a bunch of big names and then doesn't put any effort beyond that.
Yeah.
This one does good stuff. I mean, this one plays with the actors in it. Like Brad Pitt is leaning into the whole. He's a leading man, and he could just be playing a leading man for the rest of his life. But here he's he's doing like what Tom Cruise is doing. He's leaning into his age finally. I think, and the fact that he plays this assassin who wants to be anywhere but on this train, it speaks volumes, I guess, to how far he's willing to poke fun at himself and his image. Because again, he cannot be the good-looking young lead forever. So it's interesting.
And circling back, I guess, to what we've learned from looking at David Leitch's IMDb page. So he's got action down pat. He's had his share of stupid action movies, I guess. Well, not really stupid, but, just run of the mill, a little bit stupid more awesome than the usual. Yeah, stupid fun. But this just takes it to another level. I mean, his excuse for Deadpool was because it's Deadpool. You can literally do that. And if you don't do that, it's not Deadpool without all the kagaguhan and all the violence and breaking the fourth wall and everything. But here, it brings that playfulness into this whole scenario, but still doesn't feel like out of place. And not just because it's not Deadpool doesn't mean I can't go this crazy. And to a acceptable way, it's an acceptable level of ridiculousness. Yeah.
Absolutely. And something that's fun about it is that everybody seems to be in on the joke. Everybody
Yeah.
knows exactly what kind of movie they're in, and they
Yes.
ramp up their performances accordingly. Case in
Yes.
point, I love the twins played by Aaron Taylor Johnson and Brian Tyree Henry.
They are in no way twins at all
No, they are totally
biologically.
twins. No. I don't care what you say, they're twins. And they are a pair of assassins who go by the monikers Lemon and Tangerine.
Yes,
See,
they do.
which goes perfectly well in a universe where Brad Pitt would be named Ladybug.
Yeah,
I can live with this.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, because we've seen like a bunch of movies wherein one actor is hamming it up and the other is playing it way too serious.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the perfect blend of
Elvis.
Tom Hanks. But this is like everybody's just playing around, and I feel like that's because everybody just genuinely has fun with it. I mean, you have something as ridiculous as punching a fucking mascot in the middle of like a train in Japan. Like even to small roles as the train conductor played by Hero from Heroes. So cute. And like some like even just like the random people you see on the train, they're all in on it. They're definitely all in on it. We'll get to the cast in a little bit, but I think right off the bat we gotta say that this isn't really a movie for everyone. Like we were talking immediately after the movie, and you were like, not everybody's gonna like this. Not everyone's going to enjoy how over the top this is. And true enough, I saw how a couple of people I knew didn't really like it as much as we did. But then that's okay. That's people's different taste. Maybe they found it like way too over the top. But we liked it, and we're terrible people who like violence. So if you as well enjoy that kind of thing, you're definitely gonna enjoy it. But like I completely understand and see why some people might not.
I don't think it's just the violence per se, but that is a big factor. But also the irreverent sense of humor. I mean, fuck it. If you've ever heard an episode of this show, you guys know that we don't take anything seriously, honestly. So this movie was right up our alley. You know, this is the kind of movie where nonsense happens and you just have to go with it, honestly. True story. I was on the Sony Pictures lot last month, and one of the things that was on display there in their exhibit area where they got props and costumes from their different movies, one of them was the mascot suit from this movie. But I didn't recognize it because the movie hadn't come out yet.
All right.
And our tour guide only told us after we left that room. So we're like, oh, man. But yeah, true story. I saw that mascot. I mean, I didn't check if it had Brad Pitt's punch marks on its face, but you know, it could have. I don't know.
I wish you knew, so you would have like taken a photo punching it or something, or like wearing it even better if you could wear it. Like if you could.
I think it was behind glass.
Oh
but
man. No. Okay. Oh well, missed opportunity. But
it's okay.
Yeah, but even so, like the humor, the violence, or I don't know how else to translate it pero kasi ang gago. How do you say this in English? Sobrang gago, sobrang tarantado lang niya.
I think they'll get the context.
Sobrang,
no, but look, it's I like it the way I like Thor 4. Love and Thunder is it's as dumb as a bag of rocks. But it is so much fun.
Yeah, I guess so. But like even if like the katarantaduhan is not your thing, then I feel like you'd at least appreciate the banter and chemistry of the cast. So yeah, let's get to the cast. We were already there anyway earlier. So I want to get to the Brad Pitt rebrand of it all. So he's played it all, like the heartthrob. He's been an alpha male at some point, and now we're getting into this new phase of Brad Pitt. He's older, unfortunately not as good looking anymore, but still very very good looking in a homeless guy kind of way, hot homeless guy kind of way. But here he's neurotic. He's the type of guy who reads self-help books and tries to stay zen. And that's the least you'd expect from an assassin. And I just love how he's just this stuck between everything, and he's just like, fuck it, I just want to go home. Why can't I just go home? Like, this is totally unexpected for him. And I'm like happy to see him like that.
Look, at the end of the day, don't we all just want to go home at the end of the day? Follow. If you want to just do your job, clock in, clock out, go home, watch some Thomas the Tank Engine. That's what everybody wants out of life.
I know, right?
His handler who gives him his mission is played by Sandra Bullock, who seems to be repaying the favor that Brad Pitt gave her by appearing in The Lost City. He had a cameo in that one. He was great in that one until he was missing half of his skull. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen The Lost City. It's also a romp. It's not as ridiculous as this, but it's a cute little rom-com thing with a bit of adventure. And yeah, Brad Pitt is a personal trainer who gets shot in the head, and then you see him again at the end of the fucking movie. He's like, hey, did you know you don't? Did you know you could lose 30% of your brain and still function? Like,
what the fuck?
Okay.
Okay.
It's not that. It's funny, okay? Lost City is funny. So Sandra Bullock is here, but here's the thing: it wasn't supposed to be her originally. The handler was originally Lady Gaga, but she had to pull out for House of Gucci because she had scheduling conflicts. Right? I mean, if you had Gaga in this, they would have just taken it to a whole nother level of insanity.
Yeah, I could imagine that. I wonder if she'll put on a fake accent for it. I don't know. I'm not sure what version of her voice she'll be putting on for it, but you know, taking orders from Lady Gaga, like, yes, ma'am, I will do what you want. And this whole Sandra Bullock thing apparently was also a secret somehow. She wasn't in the promos or anything. And right at the premiere.
No, she's in the trailer. You can see like her jaw.
But that's her jaw. They're not really revealing it. And I heard from Tom, my friend / former radio partner at the premiere, that he suddenly slipped that Sandra Bullock was in this. And he was like, oh shit, but I'm not supposed to say that. Because apparently in the promos and everything, they weren't supposed to like really say that Sandra Bullock was there outright. Like it's only inferred.
Okay.
So he was like, oh shit, I just spoiled it for you. But I was like, come on, from the trailer, I could already tell it was her. So I recognize that voice anywhere, okay? I've watched Miss Congeniality enough times to recognize her anywhere. Even with that stupid-ass wig.
Yes.
That wig was horrible.
Yes.
That wig was awful.
And with all due respect, I need to apologize to my buddy Mike because my full review for the movie is up on 8list, and he was so upset that I didn't make a Miss Congeniality reference. So
how dare you?
Here we go. You beat me to it. So
how dare you? That is like the pinnacle of Sandra Bullock. I don't care about speed.
I'm sorry.
I care about Miss Congeniality and April 25th.
Fuck it. I love 28th, excuse you. April 28th. You know, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. It's the perfect 25th
day. Kaya.
I thought it was 28th.
25th.
Are you serious?
I'm Googling it right now.
What?
25th. I like how we're settling this dispute on air.
Yes, Dang is telling me it's not 28th, so she
25th.
wins. You all win. Screw you guys.
Thank you, Dang. But anyway, yes, it's the 25th.
I love you. No, not you. Well, fine, I love you too, but no, I love her more. Shut up.
I know.
God, why are you ganging up on me?
Because it's 25th and not the 28th.
All right, fine. It's 25th.
Okay, okay, fine. Anyway, either way.
Anjo. I like it better when we're making fun of Anjo. You don't know the 28th might be too hot. It's only 3 days off.
Listen to Dang. Okay.
Yes, I will listen to Dang. God.
But yes, anyway. Yes, we could recognize Sandra Bullock anywhere. So I don't know. I don't know if it was a very futile effort because people knew anyway, but that's how Tom like brought it up to me. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to keep it a secret. I just spoiled you. I'm sorry. Like, man, whatever.
Yes.
But whatever
I recognize that unnaturally tight jawline anywhere.
Yes. And that wonderful, unique chin.
Yes.
But whatever scenes she was in, like even if it's just her voice over the phone and like for the very few scenes she was in towards the end, it's like she still got it. I mean, to have chemistry with Brad Pitt over just the phone is actually pretty amazing.
I know. Who else would make a fun voice on the phone, do you reckon? Who would be a good handler for Brad Pitt?
Morgan Freeman. I don't know. I just think like whatever he voices will be like good. But yeah, either way, Lady Gaga, even if it wasn't Lady Gaga, I guess it's fine because yeah, Sandra Bullock. I'm not sure if now thinking about it, I'm not sure if Lady Gaga would have had that same on the phone chemistry with Brad Pitt because they're already friends. And it kind of works that way, I guess.
That is true.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it does. And I like yeah, I mean I like the way that all the performances in this movie play off each other. Maybe it's a little too chummy, maybe it's a little too, I mean, for lack of a better term, it's inside baseball, because it works better if you know how all these people relate to each other. So it's like, hey, it's a lot of little gags.
Yeah.
So in a way, that's why I thought of Steven Soderbergh, because it's got like a crazy ass plot that's only held together by the chemistry of the stars, like Ocean's 11 and whatever. But here, it just works, and the fact that they commit to it just makes it better. Like I saw an article about in the top accents in this movie.
What? Are you serious?
I saw an article about the top accents in this movie on a scale of 1 to ridiculous.
Okay.
And I think the absolute winners were Lemon and Tangerine because they are so insanely Cockney. They're so East London that it's almost like Snatch. Brad Pitt's accent is Snatch, where you need freaking subtitles to know what the hell they're talking about. But and the thing is, Aaron Taylor Johnson, even if he's always playing an American, like when he was in Age of Ultron or he was in Kick-Ass, he was always an American. But here, I mean, he's actually British. But here, he goes he pushes it as far as he possibly can. He's not posh in this.
That's why I asked you at the end of the movie. It's like, was he always British? Because like
he was always British.
Like literally all the movies I've seen, he's just like put on such an American accent that I like literally did not know that he was British until now. And that's not even his own British accent. He's British, but that's not that kind of British.
It sounds like he sounds like Brad Pitt in Snatch. Like had a baby with Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins. It's that bad, his Cockney accent. And Brian T. Henry, who most of us saw in Atlanta, where he's great, by the way, and doesn't really say much on that show. He just matches Aaron Taylor Johnson beat for beat in the insane Cockneyisms.
I know.
And it's just amazing to see the two of them bickering.
Well, Lemon and Tangerine stole the fucking show. I mean, get them a prequel spin-off, please. Like, if there's anything...
They are my favorite twins now.
I know. Yes. It's like, even... Oh, he did play a twin at some point, too. But this is the better twin, not Wanda. I'm sorry. I love Wanda, but,
Too soon. Too soon.
He's found a better twin. I like this one better. But I love Wanda, but this is more fun.
Fair. Yes, so, absolutely yes.
Obviously, Lemon and Tangerine are the favorites of literally everybody who watched this. Like even the people who didn't like it as much were like, oh, I'd watch it again, I guess, for just Lemon and Tangerine, which is why we should give them a spin-off / prequel.
Yeah, I'd watch it. I want to see a movie about the Bolivia job. I want to know what the heck they did there.
Yeah, and they go on these like ridiculous sequences of how they just literally killed like a bunch of people. How they were counting off. How many was that again? I forgot.
Like 13 or 12.
15 or something.
They couldn't agree, so they had to enumerate them, complete with visual aids, and it was glorious. This movie is insane.
So glorious. And like, even though if they cannot, like, in any stretch of the imagination, cannot be twins physically, but at least they got that chemistry there, and they just like bouncing off of each other flawlessly.
They're fantastic.
So amazing. Definitely the best out of the entire cast. Like, I love the Brad Pitt rebrand and all, but this just takes the cake. It's amazing.
I just say, though, also on that list of best accents in order of ridiculousness, Joey King. She is American, but she does this whole posh, private school British accent. And it does slip every now and then, but for the most part, she's remarkably consistent. And this is a hell of a jump from the kissing booth. Like, what actual hell? Oh my fucking God.
And she's so fucking sick. Her character's so freaking sick. Like, to get to push a kid off of a high building just to get what you want, to like lure his father into the train with you to do your evil bidding. My God. What's wrong with you? So
It's
fucked
true.
up.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I love that I love the fact that one, they cast Joey King because again, it plays on our expectations. It's not just the fact that she's dressed up like an innocent quote unquote schoolgirl. It's the fact that we know Joey King from her past works, and you don't expect her to be a complete sociopath.
Yep. So that was refreshing. That was definitely refreshing. Like, see, you literally just mentioned she was in the kissing booth. I like, oh fuck, that was her.
Right?
Oh my god. So yeah,
So weird.
another movie I would have wanted to erase from my memory, but at least we've got this.
1, 2, or 3?
I didn't like any of them. I'm so sorry. That's me. That's just me. I heard that there were good ones, but not my thing. But Joey King here, complete psycho, and I loved it. And even to the point, like, I love how, like, was that Lemon? He was just like so convinced that she wasn't evil. At some point, he's like, "How do you know? It's just the white girl tears. They just get me." Oh man,
I love how laid back Lemon is compared to Tangerine's. I don't know. At some point, he becomes obsessive about getting the job done properly.
It's basically it can work as a sibling dynamics. Like, there's a type A one, there's a one who's more chill about things and wouldn't stop talking about Thomas and Friends. But it's just the dynamic that worked. And like, I didn't expect to have feelings here, okay? But I really just I felt for the twins. You root for the twins. Even technically, they're not the protagonists here because Brad Pitt is, and there are a couple of bad guys. But I just like loved their relationship and how it all turns out. Well, spoiler alert. I guess we can talk about spoilers now. We're that deep into it, but yeah,
because I got one accent left from that list.
So, we think one dies and then the other one dies, and apparently one doesn't actually die. It's sad when you thought they actually died. And when one actually died, it's like, oh.
One other accent from the article that I mentioned, and for anyone wondering, I will be sharing the article in the group. Please chime in which one you think is the best accent in this movie. That is of the big bad of the piece, the White Death, and he's played by Michael Shannon, who basically only has like 2 modes of acting, where near whisper followed by severe screaming. I mean, every damn movie.
0 to 100.
Absolutely. And, he's supposed to be this big Russian gangster and all that, but for the love of God, I don't know what the hell accent he's got in this movie.
He tried. He really tried to be Russian.
How is he Russian?
He tried.
I mean, as long as we're on it, he's all Russian. His kid is Percy Jackson doing Russian.
Right.
OG Percy Jackson, not the new young Ryan Reynolds version. But, they don't sound anything alike.
No, they don't. It's like, are you sure that's your dad? I mean, psycho-wise, yeah, but like accent-wise, no, you wouldn't see their resemblance.
I think it's also because Michael Shannon can't figure out what his accent is supposed to be.
Maybe. But okay.
Fine.
Okay, Michael Shannon. I also want to talk about Bad Bunny. Like, holy shit, Bad Bunny is here. Yeah. So, he's not credited as Bad Bunny, but
I know. But
he plays the wolf.
Him? Who knows him by anything other than?
I know, right? He's credited as Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, but you gotta put Bad Bunny there on the poster, and people will be like, "What?"
Exactly that. I would
have loved to see Bad Bunny on the credits. Well, okay, fine. If it's his decision to go by his actual name, then okay, fine. It's his choice. But how badass would that be if Bad Bunny, and ironically, who played the wolf? So it's like, whoa, you're another kind of animal.
But to be fair, I mean, they don't credit Childish Gambino in Community, so.
Oh, fine. But Bad Bunny would have been cool.
Maybe it was a conscious choice. I don't know.
Maybe, separating my music career from my acting career, that kind of thing. But his scenes were very short. He goes up unexpectedly, but hilariously. I remember how he dies and how like Brad Pitt like tries to make it look like he's just like asleep or drunk on the train just so he doesn't get discovered. But oh, he was great. That was the least I expected from somebody I see in rap videos. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Can we talk about the twists and turns that the plot takes? I mean, not to go too in depth or whatever, but it was a joy to see how everything aligned and how much thought they gave to it. Because some of the things are actually changed from the book, okay?
Yeah.
But the way that they translated it here, I think it just made for a far more enjoyable experience. I admit, but it's not too hard to imagine a serious version of this movie being made.
I know, it's like, because if you look at it skeletally, okay, or like events wise, it's just like one assassin being beat up by another assassin trying to get that same suitcase, yada yada yada, and the whole Russian mafia connection. But like this could have been like something as serious and dark and not as colorful, like maybe something like Snowpiercer, for example.
Ooh, nice one.
You know, with Chris Evans. That was serious too. All happened in the train. Not as twisty and turny with the number of assassins in it, but you know, it could have been like that. Very serious. Could have had a political message or whatever. But it just chose to be this fun, again, gago action movie instead. But if you look at it, oo nga no, because like there's this revenge aspect. So much revenge, actually.
There's ruminations on fate and destiny, life, death, loyalty. You know, this thing could really be a straight up drama.
Yeah,
if it really wanted to be.
Exactly. And the twins could have just been like these two quiet assassins in suits, like maybe those guys from Better Call Saul, the twins. Or maybe like they could have had no personality and it still would have worked the same way. Things would still happen the same way they did. But you know what? I just love that they chose to do something as crazy as this instead. And I haven't really read the book. I want to read the book now to actually see how the original author's treatment of the book was. It was written by Kotaro Isaka. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But yeah, the original book. Let's see if I read it and if I can imagine Brad Pitt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and everybody, Joey King, and everybody else like doing the same thing. I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Here's the thing. I honestly think it would be a good exercise in a couple of years to remake this movie, but as a straight, serious adaptation, but with exactly the same cast. That would be brilliant. Because one of my favorite examples of this kind of thing, just to show you what a difference the treatment can make, is actually Airplane, which is one of the silliest, funniest, most ridiculous movies ever. But it's almost word for word the script of 0 Hour, which was an airplane thriller, suspense thriller. And when they were watching it, the directors of the eventual Airplane, they said, like, this movie is stupid. Like, we could make the same movie with the same script, but it's going to be funny. So, yeah, I could totally imagine Bullet Train being taken seriously.
Yeah. And I feel like most of the people in the cast are like completely equipped to do a drama as well. So it's like, which one do you want? The funny or serious version? Just depends on the day, but it's the same story and it's the same cast. So that would be interesting.
I like seeing Hiroyuki Sanada here.
Oh, yeah.
As who seems to have taken over Ken Watanabe's role as the token Japanese for every Hollywood movie.
That's so true. I miss Ken
I'm
Watanabe.
sorry, but
I love him. It's true, though. It's true. Did we see him in Mortal Kombat?
We saw him in Mortal Kombat. We saw him in Avengers Endgame for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been popping up in a lot of places now. I mean, good for him. I'm happy for him. He's always a welcome presence. Happy
to see him. And he's like the grounding element, I feel. Like if everybody was just like having fun. And it's not that he sticks out in that way, because we did say that they're all kind of like cartoon characters. But he's still a cartoon character as the serious sensei type. But he still fits in.
But again, he's in on the joke. So it works. It works. Everybody's performance is pitched where it could easily go into parody, but they hold it just enough
Yeah.
that, you're still scared for people's lives. You still want to see who lives, who dies. You still want to see where the story goes. They know how to have fun with it, and it really shows.
Yeah. And this movie also has its fair share of amazing cameos. It's like David Leitch called in so many favors of all the movies he's ever done.
Oh my god.
Because we had Zazie Beetz. I needed more. If there's anything, I needed more Zazie Beetz in this one. She was amazing. So she plays the Hornet, one assassin who is also, out to kill everybody with the snake venom and shit, who ends up dying from her own snake venom because she doesn't have more than one fucking antidote. So smart. But she was amazing. So fun to see her. I was so happy to see her after Deadpool too.
There's also, as you probably saw her in the trailer, maybe didn't recognize her because she's got blonde hair, or at least a blonde wig in this one. Karen Fukuhara is here.
From The Boys, right?
From The Boys,
from
yes.
The Boys.
And unfortunately, Katana in fucking Suicide Squad, the shitty one. But, she's also up for the ridiculousness here.
I know, she was the cart lady, the train cart lady. So as opposed to her character who I'm most familiar with in The Boys, she'd rip your head off if she could. But here she's just like, so sweet. Would you like a bottle of water? Here, can you pay me for that?
I know. And there's a couple that I can't spoil for the life of me because they're just too damn good.
I want to talk about them so much. Okay, can we just put in a disclaimer, the best cameos here if you don't want to get spoiled?
Yes, okay, do that.
Skip the next minute or so.
Sige.
Warning, major spoilers. The next 5 minutes are dangerous.
I just need to get this out of my chest because the best fucking cameos here. First off, Channing Tatum. I fucking love Channing Tatum's cameo here. If there's anything else I love about Channing Tatum besides the obvious good looks, it's how he doesn't care about looking stupid in his movie roles. Okay, he didn't give a fuck in the Jump Street franchise. He didn't give a fuck in Free Guy. And sure as hell, he did not care here too. And he plays a random stranger in the train who Ladybug asks help from. And all he wants in exchange are sexual favors.
And I want to know, right? At what point did he decide that he would be everybody's sex toy? Seriously, whenever he does one of these cameos, it's always to be objectified.
I mean, there's no shortage of people who would probably agree to that. So
fine.
But even how he checks out Brad Pitt or how he checks out Aaron Taylor Johnson, it's that is me.
He likes what he sees.
I know. It's that is exactly how I would react on that train.
Of
but
course.
It's Channing Tatum, which makes it ridiculous.
All right, fine. And how about the next one?
Okay. And the best cameo of all, I would have to say, Ryan fucking Reynolds. It's oh my god, we can say it here, and maybe you're listening to this episode even if you haven't seen it and still don't care about spoilers, but the moment, the reveal is just amazing.
It really is. And I don't know, I think he pretty much owns this sort of thing at this point.
Yeah. And it's just so believable that he turns out to be Carver, the guy who didn't show up to work, who was supposed to do this whole thing. And Brad Pitt just ended up filling in for him, which there
is some deep philosophical stuff at work here about the suffering that one man must endure.
Wow.
But all of this philosophy just goes out the damn window when shit happens. Then the things in this movie happen.
And during the reveal, when Brad Pitt realizes, fuck me, okay, this shouldn't be me going through this. It should be fucking Carver. But he just skips out on work today of all days. Fuck you, Ryan Reynolds.
To be honest, don't we all know somebody like that?
Yes.
Yeah. People who, should be here but are not. I mean, how fucking irresponsible you gotta be. Inconsiderate.
To be fair, he's not Ryan Reynolds. And he's a parent. Hi, Anjo. we miss you.
That guy.
Oh well. He's not Ryan Reynolds though.
Then again, how many people really are?
Yes, that's true. And fine, he has a good excuse. What was Ryan Reynolds' excuse? I don't even remember. I was just laughing my ass off because he just like looks like the totally the type to just like skip work and like put
Look,
some
even
other
if
guy
he
in
said it, would you
trouble.
believe it?
No.
Yeah, I think you believe anything he says, but yeah, sure.
Anyway, Anjo has a good excuse. He's taking care of Theo. So
Yeah, sure, fine. Taking care of a kid. Yeah, that's good. Fine. Be
yeah,
that way.
fine. Future of the
Yeah, I made a
children.
child.
Okay, so Ryan Reynolds as Carver was just the cherry on top.
Yes.
And like no matter how many times we say that, he comes out here in this movie, the reveal is just like amazing. So just watch it.
Yes.
Okay, so
And it's the cherry on top of this absolutely absurd Sunday, really.
yeah, it is pretty crazy. Well, there are so many memorable scenes in this movie. Like on the way home, literally after we got off from the cinema, I was like chuckling to myself, remembering a lot of the scenes in the movie. So maybe you can run down some of ours.
Okay. One of my favorites, because this movie is just full of them. One of my favorites was the fight in the silent car, the quiet car, because look, okay, in Japan, it's rude enough to be on your phone when you're on the train because, the whole world doesn't have to hear your damn conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But they have specific cars where you're supposed to be super quiet because, it's late, people want to rest, or maybe they just want a quiet ride. Maybe.
Should we do the episode in ASMR?
It's anyone trying to kill us at the same time.
You got that Thomas the Train sticker set. Can I have one? Anyway, so yeah, that scene stuck out because you have Brad Pitt and Brian Tyree Henry like trying to punch the shit out of each other while trying to be quiet in the midst of everything. And you've got this cranky old lady trying to shush them the entire
like the
time.
70-year-old Karen who can't let, mind her own business.
Well, to be fair, she was abiding by the general rules in Japanese
Fine.
trains.
Quiet car.
Yeah, quiet car, fine. But that just made it so much funnier. It's like, how when you really want to laugh, but somebody tells you not to laugh, it just ends up making you want to laugh harder.
Yes.
That's the effect of this scene here.
And it's just the highest form of farce. And I cannot believe I saw this kind of nonsense in a $200 million movie in 2022. Thank you, Sony. Thank you, Columbia. This was just what I needed.
Thank you. I also wanted to get to some amazing kills. So like I mentioned earlier, Zazie Beetz get poisoned by her own poison. And like, Brad Pitt takes the antidote and she doesn't have an extra. But how Zazie Beetz and Bad Bunny just go in this, their kills were fucking amazing. And like, I literally cannot imagine these kind of deaths also happening elsewhere because they throw out the line, you don't have an extra antidote? Or like, Ladybug just being
Would you like a water?
You want me to hold your hand? While she's writhing in the floor with her eye sockets bleeding. Oh my God. Or like Bad Bunny just throwing a knife at a suitcase and it just bounces off next to him and hits him square in the chest and he dies. What the fuck? Oh, crazy shit.
Again, meditations on fate, destiny, and the suffering one man must endure.
I love how there's that philosophical aspect, which Brad Pitt's character tries to like, push out once in a while, and the elder pushes out once in a while. But just to see the whole scenario happening around it, it's just, why is this happening at the same time? But I still love it.
It is glorious. It is glorious nonsense. And the dialogue is up to snuff. The dialogue is on point as far as ridiculousness goes. I guess, there really would be people, who wouldn't be able to suspend their disbelief to believe this level of nonsense. But for those of you who go in, expecting a good time, I don't think you'll be disappointed, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good time. And, you don't have to pull anything from it. It's like there may be like some snippets or like droplets of wisdom here somewhere, but that's not what you're there for, okay?
Not at all. No.
You're there for like people kicking the shit out of each other in trains.
Yes.
And that's just what is so amazing about it. I also want to get to how amazing the marketing here is somehow, because I've never wanted anything Thomas the Train, anything. Like I've never wanted merchandise of Thomas the Train or Thomas and Friends in my entire life, but I want a Thomas sticker set so bad.
I'll get you some.
So bad. And okay, I also want to get another spoiler. So another spoiler of an awesome scene. So feel free to skip this again if you don't want to. But if you already seen it, go ahead. Tangina, nagka-POV yung water bottle. You get a fucking POV from the water bottle. You know how like each character gets this amazing intro with their backstory and how they got into the train, and you get that from a fucking bottle of Fiji water. What is this? What is this?
I want to know how much they paid.
I know. This is where
but
like
I'm telling you,
this is where we lost it in the cinemas and like some other people around us too.
It was compelling cinema. Okay, I don't care what anyone says. That is one of the best things I've seen this year, and I saw Top Gun. So this was an experience that was worth seeing with an audience. This nonsense.
I know, like might I add again, brilliant marketing, because I don't know how much they paid for the Thomas and Friends rights. I don't know how much they paid for Fiji Water to be like so blatantly promoted here, because I'll never see either of the two the same way again, thanks to this movie.
Would you say you're thirsty?
For Aaron Taylor Johnson, yes. Can I get onto the thirst portion? Oh my God!
You can get onto Aaron Taylor Johnson. I'm not going to stop you. His wife might have a couple of issues with it, though.
I'm sorry, but he was just so attractive. Even with that stash and all, and the ridiculous accent, my God. In that suit, kicking butt. I never thought in my life that I think it worked the same way for Top Gun, which I guess says a lot about how old these actors are already. Because obviously in Top Gun, I didn't thirst for Tom Cruise anymore. Not as much as I used to back in the day, back during his heyday. And I ended up
last Tuesday.
Yeah, okay. And I ended up thirsting over Miles Teller, who was such a pleasant surprise.
That was surprising.
Yeah,
I did not expect that glow up. What the actual hell?
Right? But yeah, I've always had a thing for Aaron Taylor Johnson, but I did not even think that he could hold the candle to Brad Pitt, considering how big of a crush I had on Brad Pitt, especially in Troy, in what was this? Interview with a Vampire. It's like I realized, oh my God, Brad Pitt's so old. I'm thirsting over someone else more than him. I'm so sorry. But you know what?
Wait. Aaron Taylor Johnson in this movie, right? Okay, bear with me. I'm going somewhere. So there's Aaron Taylor Johnson in this movie, right? Are you picturing him? Are you closing your eyes? You're imagining him right there?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Mustache, suit. Okay, you got him? Cool. And then you got Miles Teller on the other hand.
Fuck.
You imagine? Yeah. Flight suit, mustache.
Why do you do this to me? But yes, your point is...
I think you've just unlocked a mustache fetish. Thank you, Summer 2022.
No,
this is what our biggest blockbusters have done to my co-host.
Excuse, the mustaches just happened to be there, okay? With or without the mustaches, I still think they would be hot.
I don't know. You mentioned the mustache. You were very specific.
Okay, I'm learning. Jason grew a mustache. I was kidding. Ooh, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Fair point. We'll see. We'll see what else other movies have that will. Okay. Fuck Chris Evans in Gray Man. Oh my God.
Chris Evans, the mustache in the Gray Man.
Oh my God.
It's the year of the mustache. What is wrong with this? I don't understand.
Oh my God. Moving on.
No, this is undeniable. Every major blockbuster of the last 3 months has a dude with a mustache in it. And you're digging it.
Yes, fine. Fine. Yes, I am. Okay.
Chris Evans.
There's
Chris
no way I
Evans
can
in The
escape
Gray
this.
Man. You know, he's wearing these tiny t-shirts, but up top, he's got that mustache.
I really feel they just happen to have the mustaches. But okay, I might be unlocking something I never thought I would have.
To be fair, I don't think we've seen many mustaches in major blockbusters over the last 20 odd years.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a thing. You know how like
You hope so.
you know how the late 2020s or like even 2019 or 2018, like people were growing beards all of a sudden, like full on beards.
Oh God.
This is more doable. It's more doable for a lot of men.
Yes, that's exactly what you meant by doable. Okay, cool.
I didn't. Don't twist
Jason,
my words, sir.
take notes.
Don't
Take
twist
notes,
my
man.
words, sir. Oh my God. Moving on. Moving on.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
I'm gonna start drawing mustaches on movie posters, and then let you tell me what works for you.
Oh my God. It depends on the person. We'll see. I don't think putting a mustache on, let's say, who do I not like? Anyone I probably don't like. We'll see. We'll see if it works. Anyway.
Fine.
I've been had.
Mhm.
I've been had. But okay. I guess we've established what we already liked about it. Just the sheer ridiculousness of everything. Just go watch it to see that ridiculousness. But was there anything else you didn't like?
Again, I have my ridiculous nitpick of the train moving a little too slowly. Speaking as someone who's been on the damn thing, again, that's a very minor quibble. But I understand that I don't really think they got to shoot on an actual bullet train. If I'm not mistaken, they shot most of this on the back lot in Hollywood, on the Sony lot.
Well,
but, it's pandemic time, so we get it. They couldn't just fly out to Tokyo over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If I had a quibble, oh, wow. I honestly think that I was underwhelmed by the reveal of the White Death because they make such a big deal about not showing his face, and then when you see it, it's just another crazy Michael Shannon appearance, and there's nothing iconic or memorable about him per se, because it's just Michael Shannon being Michael Shannon. So I'm like, why'd y'all make it like a big deal? Maybe if they revealed that it was like, I don't know, Keanu Reeves or someone is this big Russian mob boss, or something ridiculous. Something ridiculous like the cameos we got before that point. But just to show us Michael Shannon doing a standard Michael Shannon, like, okay, whatever.
I see that. I see it.
Because I was really wondering who it was. They took so long.
Yeah, they did. They had
until he got on the train.
They had the whole mask thing going on.
Or they shot him from the back.
Yeah, or the whole flashback of the elder, his whole Japanese Yakuza clan getting murdered by the White Death. They built it up and it wasn't that rewarding.
I have a theory.
What?
Maybe because, and it's just a theory, because it's Michael Shannon. Because it's Michael Shannon, he's not Tom Cruise. He's not Brad Pitt. So, he's not an old dude who can take off his shirt. And the White Death was kind of topless for a lot of those scenes. Maybe that's why they had to shoot him from behind, so they can get somebody who had actually done sit-ups in his life. So maybe, but underwhelming. They maybe if they got somebody more recognizable,
maybe,
or more ridiculous,
maybe. I'm trying to think who could have given that oomph, given that they were just building it up.
Who would have been a good White Death? Let's see. How about Dolph Lundgren?
Oh, damn. Yeah.
But then you wouldn't need a body double for the topless shit. You can shoot his face all day long.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Sorry, Michael Shannon, but that's how we
or
felt.
Schwarzenegger.
Oh my God!
This is that kind of movie.
How the fuck do you expect him to have a Russian accent?
How the fuck do you expect him to be an American in every other movie he did?
That's true. Oh my God, that would be ridiculous.
Hi, I'm John Smith. I'm American. Come on, every other movie he was just a regular American beat cop
my
or regular
God.
American office worker, and nobody questions why he's the size of a tank and speaking with an Austrian accent. He's just our neighbor Bill, you know?
I don't know how he got away with that for all of those years, but hey, he's Arnold. Um, okay. I guess before we get to my other gripes about it, I think we have to address the elephant in the room, which is the whitewashing issue going around.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry to bring it down a little, but since this is set in Japan and all, people would question the prominence of white actors over the Japanese characters. So it is raising some questions currently, but I guess this is a mix of Hollywood politics because producers obviously won't take that big of a risk because in the original book by Kotaro Isaka, the characters it was set in Japan, the characters were Japanese for the most part, it's just like going on there, but it was Hollywood produced, so I guess they had to get Brad Pitt, etc., etc. So there is that. There's the obvious change because it's really different from the book. But on the other hand, the author of the book, Isaka, defended the decision by saying, by saying that the characters are actually culturally or racially malleable.
So I like that.
Yeah. So I guess that actually makes me want to read the book more now to see like, oh, did it fit? Was it okay that they maybe changed the ladybug to Brad Pitt or whatever? So I guess to him it didn't matter much who was white or not. So I guess it really is a mix. We can't deny it. There is whitewashing involved here. So it would have been great to be able to go with the book's original Japanese characters, but and it would have better optics and would have sent a better message. But unfortunately, I guess it just says how we're not there yet in terms of the equality we want.
I don't necessarily know. I don't think I would go as far as whitewashing per se. I mean, it would have been fun, yes, if it was made in Japanese context and all. I mean, it is a Japanese set film, but I also understand the economics of making a $200 million movie in this day and age that's not based on a nostalgia property or on superheroes.
Yun nga eh. So
I
money.
mean, I guess they had to like pick and choose what they would keep, what they would change just to get the thing made at all.
Yeah.
And for me, it's actually really refreshing to see a film on this scale with this kind of a cast and this kind of an execution. It was just something I didn't expect to see because every other movie coming out now seems to be a sequel from something I grew up with or seems to be part of the MCU.
I guess in context of when it came out, I agree that it is refreshing, but at the same time, like this kind of shit's been happening for so long, like changing up characters. But at the end of the day, I guess we're not there yet in the progress we want.
Fair.
And two, Hollywood, there's always money involved, but you know what? It's okay with the author. It has the author's permission. So at the end of the day, his word, it's his word that really holds the most weight, I feel.
And I've actually skimmed through sections of the book. I mean, they're not especially Japanese.
Yeah.
The different characters, except for the ones that are specifically noted to be doing engaging in traditional behavior, traditional things. And I think that the movie finds a good middle ground on how much Japanese to retain and how much to change just to make it accessible for people who might not necessarily even watch or want to see a movie featuring those things. I think that for the most part, it is respectful of the context and that the spirit of the original work is retained. And like you said, the original author is on board, for all the changes they made. There's even a couple of gender flipped characters in here that I won't spoil. But overall, I think the changes made it contributed to the fun. If this was a straight up drama, like we said earlier, if it's a straight up crime drama,
then maybe it would turn out like that. Yeah,
it would need to be more like Infernal Affairs. Yes, but because they went the John Wick Deadpool route, there are no rules. There are no rules. You have twins who don't even match. So So I think we can live with this.
Yeah, I can live with it naman. And, it's, I'm just basing it on the author's point of view. So if it's okay with him, then fine.
Yeah, so I think it's up to the individual viewer of how much offense they want to take at this, honestly.
Well,
but because the tone is such that they're not taking it seriously, they just want to have a good time, you don't lose anything by, just going along with it.
yeah, that's true. You pointed it out, like if it were another kind of treatment, then maybe it would be even more unacceptable. But since, they went gago with it.
If it was a straight crime drama and Brad Pitt is explaining to the Japanese characters his philosophies on life, fate, and destiny, I'm like, oh, this is awkward. No.
That's so Last Samurai with Tom Cruise.
Yes, and Haruyuki Sanada was also in that one, and even he defends that movie.
Oh my God.
Okay. Everybody who made this movie was on the same page, and I hope that audiences can enjoy it in that sense.
Yeah, I guess so. But we a lot of people enjoyed it. I enjoyed it personally.
I enjoyed it.
Would have been nice if we were there to be able to cast who was really intended. But okay, whatever. That's not Hollywood right now. Okay, on to lighter things. Besides that, I guess my gripe with it is I just got sick of the whole "I will avenge my dead wife" motivation. I mean,
Yes.
come on. Like, sure, it's sweet and all, but to have this for not just 2, but 3 of the characters made it just feel even so old to me. Like, so it was the elder's motivation. Okay, his wife gets killed, he saves his son. Okay. It was the wolf's motivation for everything. Therein, after she dies, he decides to hijack an entire train just to kill the guy who killed his wife, who happens to not be there. So, and it was also the wolf's motivation. Unfortunately for him, on his fucking wedding day, his wife gets. But you know what? Just to have all 3 of them have that same motivation. I mean, come on. Do all these women have to die for this movie to get going? I don't think so. Like, come on.
Maybe
that just got really old.
Maybe that's where taking the more serious approach would have been appropriate. So it would be like a poem where there are parts that rhyme. See, here we go. We're just going to make a serious crime drama out of this.
Wow.
I don't fucking know. But again, I don't know if I'm reading too much into this. But I agree with you as far as action movie, as far as batshit crazy action movie motivations go. Yes, it is old. Yes, it is tired. And I think we will have to read that book just to see how they treat it in the original text.
Yeah.
I agree. You're right.
But yeah, that's my biggest gripe with it. Either way, I just enjoy the entire thing. But
For sure.
But yeah.
But before we close, can I just say the soundtrack slaps?
Oh yeah, like fucking Japanese covers of "Staying Alive." And what was the other one? There was another one.
Holding out for a hero.
Yes,
What the actual hell?
I love it. I fucking love it. It just fits so well.
Yes. So
Oh my God.
unlike Zack Snyder, whose song choices are just so on the nose as to
Oh
be
my
offensive.
God. I can't believe we're mentioning Snyder again, but okay.
He's their favorite. No, but here, the choices are perfectly in tone with the insanity that's happening.
Yep.
Because again, it's this kind of movie. So yes, this is the song we gotta play. But maybe not entirely the way you remember it.
It's in Japanese.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. So really babaw gripe, I guess, would be if David Leitch already called in so many favors, he already got, Zazie Beetz, Channing Tatum, so many people from his previous movies. Knowing that, I guess if you didn't know who he's casted all these years, then you wouldn't be feeling the same way I did. But I would have loved to see Charlize Theron or Jason Statham or The Rock or Idris
Keanu.
Elba or Keanu. I know it's probably going to be overkill, but that's just me knowing who else he's worked with and how many people he's already called in for all these favors. So that's just
maybe
me
we
knowing.
can get maybe he's saving it for Bullet Train 2.
Or that Lemon and Tangerine prequel / spin-off. That would be amazing.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Yes, absolutely.
What if Idris Elba was White Death? No, that wouldn't make sense.
No, that would be hilarious.
Can he do a Russian accent?
That's
Or
not
what
the point. The point is they're
what
going to spend 2 hours building up a dude named White Death, and it's Idris Elba who shows his face. That is the perfect reveal. Sorry, Michael Shannon.
or it was actually Charlize. Bad bitch alert. It was a woman.
I love her, but I'm with Idris Elba on this one.
Either way, I'd be happy to see either of them in any David Leitch movie where
Absolutely,
they kick ass.
yes.
Yeah, but that's
Let
it.
us know in the comments, please, who you guys would cast as White
Who
Death.
you'd rather see besides Michael Shannon. That's so sad. I'm so sorry. But yeah, yes, let us know in the Facebook group, Sub-Auteurs We Like Movies. And I guess it's safe to say that we do recommend this if you're a terrible person who loves this kind of irreverent humor and violence as we do. But if that's not your thing, it's totally fine. That's your thing. But we obviously love it. Anjo would have loved it, I'm pretty sure, if he were here to join us. And see
Absolutely,
the movie.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is us kissing David Leitch's ass because we just love his work so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this ridiculousness. I was very happy to see this.
Just what we needed. And, it's been raining the last couple of weeks. It's been dreary. The world's going down the toilet. It was just a joy to see that a whole bunch of somebodies clearly had fun making this, and we hope you guys also have fun watching it.
Yeah, so let us know. Maybe there are other movies you want us to talk about. Check out our socials. We've got the Facebook group again, Sub-Auteurs We Like Movies. We've also got a Facebook page. Just look us up. And we also got Instagram at Sub-Auteurs Podcast, where we post random snippets of our past episodes. And please do subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever. Let us know what you think. And that has been Bullet Train. And this is where I wish Anjo was here to make a stupid joke, but nope. I guess that's it for us.
I think that's a good note to end on.
So we are the Sub-Auteurs, at least 2/3 of us. Hopefully next time Anjo will come here to join us for the usual, dad jokes and for somebody to make fun of. That's not Misha. I'm Mai.
I'm Misha, and we are the better 2/3 of this group.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Going gone. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Go watch Bullet Train.
Thank you, Colombia.